So in for repair this week on Workshop Wednesday, we have not just one but two slurry tankers in for repair. We have the 2,000 and the 2,500 gallon tank. We're going to go through them right from top to bottom, go through the pumps there, the Duro pumps on them there, see what problems we're going to have with them, and all the different parts of the tanker there. We actually have one of them to clean out, so that is not a nice job either. We also have a Kverneland power, not a Kverneland power, but a Kverneland plough in, and someone decided to reverse into stump for 3 and break the board on it. So yeah, stay tuned to that. But first of all, we'll get cracking there with the slurry tankers. Into the workshop today, we have our high-spec slurry tanker. This is, how many gallons is that one?
2,000.
That's the 2,000 gallon one. We also have the 2,500 gallon, and we're just working on both of them at the minute. This one has come in with a problem that takes forever to suck it. So we reckon we have problems with the pump. Now, on the pump, David, we're after taking in the pump, because it works as a vacuum, we have these timber vanes, which is
they're a bakelite. I think they're a bakelite type of thing. They're like a resin, they're multi-layer, like a resin, like a bakelite sort of thing anyway. But yeah, they're hardened. They stay nice and true. But basically, in your rotor inside here, you'll probably see it from the video on earlier, you have the 4 vanes in it, and you have your 4, this is an offset to your housing. So basically what you have is, on the inside, it's closer to the top. What it does is it scoops the air at the bottom, throws it out the top, and vice versa.
That's all same, nice and smooth.
The vanes are designed that they slide so that you need them moving freely. So that's what happens to them. Basically what happens is they just clog up with dirt and bits and pieces and whatever else, and they won't slide out to the edge.
There's also a lead in them as well, isn't there?
Well, there's a bevel.
There's not on this one.
No, because I'd say what happened was I always put them in with the bevel to the inside so they wouldn't get dirty, and kept the square edge out to the outside. That's what I believe, that's right. Mick, you're the same, and our other colleague then said the same. So unless we're completely wrong, but I'd say what happened was someone put this in the other way around with the rounded edge out to the side, and that's just wore off it.
Yeah.
So
is it a big job to do that? Now, obviously, we take off this front cover here.
So you have your gearbox in the front here, your PTO shaft. It comes out.
There's your gearbox, and then this is obviously the gear that sits on this.
Yeah, so that's it. That's your gear on top.
Yeah, so your PTO drive is coming in from this side here onto this gear,
housing in here,
which in turn drives that.
Yeah, and which in turn drives that, right.
Now we did see on the other one, on the bigger tanker, we actually had a tooth
missing.
Yeah, it was still working fine, but
well, it wasn't really.
Was it not?
No, it was clunking. Yeah, it was making noise. It was making an awful noise. Yeah.
So we have to order up a gear for that. Look, we're just going to run through the basics on this tanker. Obviously, any tanker, make sure your eyes are good. Your pickup eye is good on it, and then Mick has come through the sight glasses, which we have to replace on these because they're all dirty. As you can see, it's been laying up over the winter. Yeah. And it's completely green. So a good wash, maybe good clean, and
yeah. What you have then is the ball inside. So you have a cage inside in the top, about that length, with a heavy enough ball in it. So when your slurry starts filling up, or your water, whatever, it pulls the ball up. Ball goes up. You'll see these tensioning. That means your tank is full. Obviously, the reason for that ball is to stop the water from getting in your slurry getting back down into your pump. So sometimes when you're pumping water, you'll see the water gushing out. It's just the water gets out ahead of the ball and lifts it. So you can also have, if you release the pressure on this too quick, so when you're finished spreading and you still have pressure in the tank, and you release this too quick, what happens is the ball gets sucked up, and you can turn on the pump even if it is sucking, and it'll do nothing because the ball is stuck up holding it.
Yeah, well then we'll say
to
take this out now. There is on this one, because that front casing came with.
Yeah, we've tried. You see, in the other tanker we got the front casing off without taking the rotor out.
Yeah.
But on this one, of course, the bearing was a bit tight, so it came with us. So we had to take off the oil pump at the back,
because you have to line them up.
Just to make sure we had it lined up going back in, because you damage them fairly easy on the back, and that's it. So once, it was a bit harder to do, but it's in now anyway. So we'll.
And then for putting your oil in then and measuring your drops, then it's I think it's a drop a second. I think it's the recommended. Probably when the oil gets warmer, it's going to drop a little bit more. So you can regulate here on the top with a little screw there for doing that. But it's important just to keep that checked.
Milking machine oil or vacuum oil.
Yeah.
Safety valve is right. Make sure that's all working, so it doesn't suck in your tank. So you can release the pressure from here as well.
Yeah. Obviously then your sealing points then from your suction hoses and all that is very important to make sure that they are in good order and that they're, if you have to replace the seals and put them into it, because there's no point sucking air on when you shouldn't be sucking it anyway. So that will and on this one I think it's on both sides. Yeah, have we suctioned that side?
No, it's only in the back of this tank.
It's only in the back of that. Where the other one we have side suction and a back suction on it. Yeah. After that then just checking your tyre pressure and general condition of the tank. As you say, this one is over 20 years of age, so it's still,
you can often get it like in where, especially where the wheels are sunk into the tanks, you can get where there'll be a section on the round of the tank, there'll be a section cut out of it here for your wheels. They can rust, and you'd want checking around them for holes and just rust holes basically, because it's just suck it in. Right, well look, we crack on here, get this one fixed. The other one then obviously we have a Sunday, but we have to wait. We're waiting on parts to come in for that. We also, I think the seal was gone. It must have been gone here, David, because the water was actually in the gearbox, wasn't it? Here's one for you. Now. Oh yeah. So David has a question there. Now Mick calls this. What does he call it? I don't know what he calls it. A wobbly washer. But there probably is a wobbly washer. It's basically, as far as I know, to keep tension on it. But there's a correct name on them. So who comes up with the correct name of that washer? So we'll show it to you after. Yeah. But that basically goes in here in the bearing and keeps the tension on it for years. I think, what is that for, basically? You have where's your gear pump? Here. Oh, you have it there. The gearbox here. So, as far as I know, we took it out of there. Yeah, so that's the mark of it there. It is, yeah. So it's just keep pressure on the bearing, as far as I know, to keep the bearing in. Yeah. There's a seal in behind that bearing as well. So it's important that your gearbox obviously have different oil to your pump. Yep. So your milking machine oil goes in here, and you have 80, 90 then your gearbox. So you do take that off. It's a different. So some lads check the dipstick on the back of the pumps and say, oh, that's fine for oil. Never check the front gearbox on them, and that can be run dry. Now this is a Duro pump, which is fairly standard on all tankers. I think there's only a couple of makes in them on the high spec. It's Europe, and they're fairly straightforward. No red rocket in your garden. The other one on the 2.5 is a slightly bigger pump on it, and the vanes are slightly longer I think, on that. But look, there's no harm. None of the vanes were cracked, and the other one, they were well worn, but they were just stuck. And to clean out the slots then is also important, where the vanes go into. Yeah. So what we did, what I did was I washed it with diesel first, so got it out and scraped them out and got a good drop of diesel into them, let it work into them, and then brought it out and power washed it. And a little bit of oil then as I soaked them in oil in just 46 oil, and then got the oil right down into the rotor, and just made sure that they were sliding nice and free. And that's it. That's basically what the drop of oil is for. It's go down and keep the drop of oil will keep it working forever. Yeah. If you can keep the drop of oil in it and the seals right and the ball up there right, it'll work for a long time. Right. Well, it has been working for a long time, as you can see, at over 20 years of age. So, and that's it. Look, it's just a small little tanker we have around the yard. It's not for to do a whole lot contract of work. But it needs to work. I would just need to keep it maintained and serviced. So I'll let you crack ahead on that. You have a little small issue here, so you can we had to give it a bit of a beating into the back. So we had to go over them threads and make sure that they're all free up. And but before we put the sprocket on here, just want to make sure that that's right. And that's basically it. That's it. Just a quick update here on the Duro pump and the 2,500 gallon. Yes, we had a few problems with it. David's going to go through them there on the video there. We had a problem with the gear, a problem with the seal on that, so he's going to go through that. And once we have them sorted, we have them on order, we'll be getting that back in the next few days. So that's really the update on that one.
Pumps or fans there, the man market is 2 open stuff. The best call in here is 1
Go.
There's a lump of a tooth off the drive here. Do you see it? Missing out of here, so that's damaged. We're going to have to look into that, though.
Tooth gone?
The tooth gone on the drive, yeah. So, and the seal here, look. Definitely have a seal gone somewhere because this gearbox is full of water when we drained it.
Another trip. I don't think it's going to come out that handy there. Mind your eyes for that chisel. Maybe this time. Finally. We don't want that to come forward. Oh, hit that pipe. You can't get in there, can you? Go on. Well, hold on there, we let that shit. Whoa. Right? Walk it off. All yours out?
Go on out.
I'd say we'll have to replace that seal anyway.
So now we also have a small little job to do. Well, it's not really a small job and it's not really an easy job. It's a bit of a dirty job. We're going to clean out the tanker because we have a build-up of silt and that in it, and Darragh is nominated the one to do the job, so he's after taking the back door off. So we'll head over to Darragh here, see how he's getting on. So it's time now to clean out the tanker, and yeah, it's not a very, very simple job, and it generally falls to the youngest member of the staff here. So Darragh is being the chosen one here to clean it out. So he's just taking the back cover off. Now, we generally would have mostly silt here because we suck tanks here on the farm for the treatment plant and that, and we want to empty them out. And we will have a lot of silt in the tank. Now, it has happened that the tank is getting hard to suck, all right, but maybe we have a build-up of clay, which we certainly have. So we've taken off the back doors, we've opened out. He's the power washer here. We have a long lance and a short lance here to get in around the corners and that, to get some volume of water into it, and working okay.
Oh yeah, it's going right.
Now he is a little bit dirty looking, but he's well tugged out here. He's like a lad that's going at sprouts here more than going to clean the tank, but no bother to him anyway. So he's the chosen one, so I'm just going to let Darragh walk away here because I think it's just one of those jobs, isn't it?
It's one of those jobs, yeah.
We have a Kverneland plough in. This is a 5-foot plough you would have seen there last year. We would have bought it just as a little bit of a backup for doing headlands and things like that. And look, we have been busy enough way there because the land is a little bit wet, and we have been ploughing there during the frost time, so we took it out. Now we had a bit of an accident the other evening. I think we won't mention who done it, but someone reversed into a butt of a tree.
I can't see him because he's behind the camera.
Because he's behind the cameras, right? And broke the board on it, brought it home thinking that we had a board to spare, but these are actually number 8s. As you know, there's a load of different sizes there when it comes to mould boards for ploughs. We've number 8s, number 9s, number 28s, 29s, 30s. There's all different types of them, but these are actually number 8s, which we didn't have a spare one of. So David said, sure, here, we might have a go welding it. This wouldn't be thing that we would normally do, but it just goes to show that it is a good board that's on it.
Yeah.
We only put a new set on it last year when we got it first, and it was actually cracked in 2 places. Now, we probably weld if it was cracked in one. To crack it, actually welded in 2 places. But
well, look, if it cracks again, it cracks again.
Yeah.
There's no point in wasting it. So
it was used. Now we will get one there. We will get a left and a right just to have a spare one of each.
Yeah.
So if it breaks, it breaks. But at the minute there, it has been ploughing away, and it's fairly well shiny there. So it seems to be holding.
I chamfered it down fairly well. So the weld has gone right through from this side. So as it wears, the weld hopefully will hold.
Yeah, and there's no bother welding that as such.
Well, it's hardened steel. It's not as easy to weld. I do heat them a little bit, like, you know what I mean, just to get the heat into the steel.
Yeah.
And then weld it makes it a bit easier, but a hardened steel is a bit harder to weld.
Okay.
It doesn't take it as well.
Right, okay. Now, another little problem, or not a problem, but just say, we actually, one of the discs fell off the other day as well. Now, this one is starting to get well worn down, but there is a little bit of life still left in it. Rule of thumb generally between that and your skimmer, or on your pint, is to have your 4 fingers to be able to run through it, which just about gets through it there now. So we have a new disc which we're going to put on the far side of it, and we do need to have to set it as well, because not alone can you put it on straight, but you need to probably angle it a little bit there when it's running in the ground, that's actually running straight and not offset. And looking at this one here, David, that one has been running a little bit offset, because if I throw my eye down at there, you can see where the disc is a little bit offset. We're going to have to loosen it here and straighten it up. So we might straighten that one first then now.
Which is news to me. I didn't know. I'm not familiar with Kverneland ploughs, but there's a great way of straightening it.
Yeah.
So there's a cam on that nut on the inside. So as you turn this, it changes the angle of the disc, basically in or out, which is a fantastic little job. So you loosen them off and move them with the spanner, and it'll angle it for you.
That's the same width as your 27 spanner. So your 27 open spanner on your big plough spanner should open this and also move this as well, which is, where is it, David? Did it go missing or?
Not sure. Hang on.
So if we loosen these 2 bolts here on it, and they're 27, if I was able, David.
Did we mix this morning, Paul? No?
No, that's not going to loosen it. So it's we also have another long spanner which runs in here, and we might have to just use that one. There's a bit of backup here. I'll let you walk away there. There you go. Right, that's just loosen it a little bit. I probably will get it with the open end then.
Tighten then, is it?
Yeah. You probably have to loosen that bottom one, David, a bit as well. That's it. Right, just to give me a bit of scope in it there.
This must have got the sledge treatment, I'd say.
It's a good tight fit, anyway. Right, so once we have that loosened, in theory then we should be able to angle it here. How are we there?
Yeah, you see, we're going to... So now what we'll have to do actually, so the skimmer points are set out probably too far.
Yeah.
And it's just hitting off it. So we'll have to just reset that skimmer point.
But it looks straight as well?
Yeah, it's fairly good, Paul, yeah. Fairly good.
Could go another shade on it if you want it.
That's plenty. If not too much.
Okay, we'll come back a bit.
Tiny bit too much, yeah. There somewhere, yeah.
Right, okay. So then when we tighten this up, there is a stopper here on the disc. Now the disc should always swing out there when you turn the plough, the disc will swing back, and then as it goes into the walk position, then we have a stopper on it here, and we need to align that up, that it's not trying to, let's say, go in against the skimmer, that it's actually in the line of its own, it's keeping its own straight line, which it probably is there, and I might have to adjust a small bit there. Just loosen this clamp back, and which should be on the other end of the spanner, which is a 19. So one spanner nearly, well, 2 spanners nearly does that. So once we have that, we can just tap that. We can just tap that back there, and then we tighten it up. You don't have to go mad on them, because you will break them if you go too tight. So that's it there now. It's just stopping there on the stopper, and it's not hitting on the skimmer point. Now we need to turn around and we need to put the disc on the far side. We have a new disc to put on the far side, so I'm just going to hop in the cab here, spin around, and just. So we have a new disc to put on. We're after putting a new hub. Simple enough to put these in. They just press out of the actual arm here, and you can buy the complete hub. This is a 4-bolt disc that's on it, Originally there used to be 3 on these Kvernelands years ago, but they've changed to the 4, which is far better job. Don't give much bother now at all compared to the older type ones. So you need to just put this in place and do it.
I'll go with the bottom hole first, right?
Yeah.
I'll go with the bottom hole first and get the cam then set after. Get them lined with the cam.
So the hole is an awful lot bigger on the top on there to allow the cam to.
Where am I now? It should be
Somewhere there.
somewhere there. That's right. Yeah. Well, it's starting to take a grip on it, but
Just want to run it in.
just the right timing, isn't it? Phone ringing.
Mrs. calling you there. Trouble again there.
Yeah.
Huh?
Go into it. I'll try it.
Yeah, that's it. Slide in there now.
Right.
Okay, so this one then, yeah, we're going to have to set the
Set the
stopper.
height anyway for a start.
Need to tap it down a little bit. So if we just had a hammer there, we could give it a hammer or a hammer. Which
Hammer.
hammer? You and a hammer?
Tomahawk.
He's on a hammer as well. I'm still on the hammer.
And did it. Smacking. Not a little small, but fairly good there now with that.
Very good. That.
Right.
That's it. So we need to just get it straight then. So that one needs to be angled around.
It's actually, you know something?
Huh?
The cam on it isn't bad. A little bit on the cam, is it?
Yeah. We'll set the stopper first, and that'll.
We had to set the angle of them yet.
Right. Now
So-
set the angle of them.
There.
How is that?
Fairly
Good enough of
good,
that?
isn't it?
Okay, so we're just going to run that up then with the gun, and then we need to put the big bar on it then just to give it a.
Now, do you want to put the spanner on it as well, Paul? Maybe just
Yeah.
stop it
Okay.
from-
Right. It's not that simple to put on there.
No. Gun gets them fairly tight, isn't it?
Yeah, they don't. In fairness, it is. The bottom one then. Actually, might use the gun there, Dave. You know that? I think you're happy enough with the gun. That's it then. We're all running fairly smooth, and that should, yeah, keep it going for another bit.
Yeah.
As you can see, John B has got a new tie. It's what's it, Ford 3910. Not sure whether he's going to put it in the Rover or maybe Behdy Stone.
The stoner. The biggest problem is trying to get the GPS set up on it now for
Yeah.
next week. The auto steer isn't really.
Will it
job,
start?
you know.
Will it start? No, he was reared on Ford tractors there,
Yeah.
so he knows all about them.
Don't worry, I'll make you up a weight block for the front of it, John.
Yeah,
Don't worry about it. Huh?
Huh?
No front
No
linkage,
front
no.
linkage,
No.
No lights. So we have a battery booster pack in now. It's not working for start, and we want to investigate, see what's going on. So Mick being Mick decided he'd take it asunder. So if you ever want to know what's inside the back of a booster pack, Mick has taken this asunder, Mick being Mick, and we reckon we have now this. We have two of these. These are a SIP 6000. Very,
good.
very handy.
Good, that's
yeah,
done some
yeah,
work.
yeah, that has done a lot
Was
of
that
work.
the first one?
That is that's the original one that was here.
That's 5 or 6 years ago, isn't it?
Yeah. Now, Looking at that, Mick, what way does it work? How does it get 24 volt out, two of those?
As far as I know, this one is dual voltage, 12 and 24, which is great.
Yeah.
Particularly with some of the stuff we have here. As far as I know, there's a switchover system inside, and when you're on 12 volt, you're in parallel, which means your two pluses are joined, your two minuses are joined, and your 12 volt coming out.
Yeah.
But you've doubled the amps, right? In 24, then it obviously changes over to plus, minus, to plus on the second battery, and then minus. Sorry. But yeah, plus, minus on one battery connected, plus on the second battery, and minus again, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's giving you a
They're
24
24,
volt.
yeah.
24 volt.
12 and 12 joined in series.
Yeah. But look, if anyone has changed batteries in these before, maybe it's a throwaway job and you just go and get a new one, or we're going to price up the new batteries. Mick has Googled them here already as we were talking. I don't think they're very expensive, are they?
40 to 60, 70 euro a battery.
Yeah. Now the pack itself, I think, in around.
But some of them, the ampere was
260
low.
or 270, I think I gave it. So would you be? If they're
Really?
Not, yeah, they're not that expensive. No.
I thought they were more. They were originally, weren't they?
They were originally.
Early
Yeah,
on.
but, yeah, but they've come down a good bit. Now that one might be a little bit more. Maybe
There's
the-
a card on this as well.
So that can be.
I'm a bit wary of the card.
Now,
'Cause
the
we've
only
had
other
problems
thing-
with
yeah,
charging.
Yeah, the other problem we had actually was that we whip around here.
When our battery didn't fall out. Hold on, get that one. Yeah.
So
This.
the charging port here,
Is-
I suppose over time then, sorry Mick, it's over time it does get a little more-
Hammered.
yeah, and then sometimes
It's a
we're
tiny little pin.
Yeah.
Like this one, that pin was pushed in there. We drilled it and put that's onto the card, which is in this area here for your LEDs and tell you where you're at. That's not working right. That light shouldn't be on.
no,
That's jammed.
that should
that's a
turn as
new
well,
thing.
Mick. That should turn as well.
I didn't know
That's
that.
another
I
problem.
didn't know that was screwed.
Yeah, but look, they can take a bit of abuse there, lifting from one to the other and throwing the machines and that.
Plus being left out in the wet, I think.
Yeah, but a fantastic tool to have in any workshop, of course, when it's working.
Yeah. Well, it did its time.
Yeah, well,
Fair now.
we'll give it another go and then we'll see. So that's it for this week's Workshop Wednesday. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the videos there. They are free and you will get a notification. So from everyone here at Finnegan's Farm, we'll talk to you all next Wednesday.